Rapunzel. Rapunzel, written by Kate and Sarah Cortamartin, illustrated by Kathy Rennie. Once upon a time, there was a lonely witch. I would like to have some company, the witch decided. So, late one night, she crept into a nearby village and she stole a baby who was asleep in her cradle. "She will be my daughter," said the witch, "and I will name her Rapunzel." Rapunzel grew into a beautiful young woman. The hair was like spun gold, and her voice was like a bird's. The witch was afraid that Rapunzel would be taken for her. She hid Rapunzel inside a tall tower and used magic to block the door with heavy stone. "You are safe here," the witch said to Rapunzel. "No one will visit you but me." Each day the witch stood underneath Rapunzel's window and called, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Rapunzel would let her long hair fall down the side of the tower. Then the witch would climb up and visit her. Rapunzel was lonely, though, and bored. She passed the time by singing to the birds outside. One day a prince rode nearby and heard her singing. He followed the sound until he came to the tower and saw Rapunzel sitting at her window. At once, at once, he was enchanted by her beauty. The prince tried to enter the tower, but he could not move the stones from the door, so he stayed below, listening to Rapunzel's song. At dawn the witch appeared. She called down, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," and then climbed up to Rapunzel's window. The prince watched the tower all day as the sun began to set. He saw the witch leave. Then he too called out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," and climbed up. Rapunzel, who knew no one but the witch, was astonished and frightened when she saw the prince, but he was kind to her, and to Rapunzel's surprise, they were soon talking like old friends. "May I visit you again?" the prince asked Rapunzel. "Please do," said Rapunzel. So he he did. Over the next month, the prince came to visit her every day, and soon the two fell in love. Together they planned Rapunzel's escape. One night they planned to flee a storm brewing. The witch thought the storm would frighten Rapunzel, who she hurried to the tower. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," she called, her voice barely rising above the storm. "Hurry, my love," Rapunzel called back, thinking that her prince, not the witch, was climbing up to her. "We must escape before witch returns." When the witch heard this, she became angry. She climbed to the tower room in a rush, pulling harshly on Rapunzel's hair. "Wretched girl," she cried, "is this how you thank me for caring for you and keeping you from harm all these years?" She grabbed a pair of scissors and cut off Rapunzel's hair. "Now you will never betray me again," she said furiously. She dragged Rapunzel to the bottom of the tower and blasted the stories all the way from the door. "I banish you," she said, and sent Rapunzel into the dark forest. Then the witch waited for the prince inside the tower. When he came, she let him climb up using the hair she had cut from Rapunzel's head. In the tower, the prince came face to face with the witch. "You cried, you stole my most precious treasure," the witch said to him. "Now you will never see her again. I curse you to blindness." The prince's sight vanished. She dragged him out of the tower and sent him into the forest. "You will never find her in there, prince," she cried after him. Heartbroken and unable to see, the prince stumbled through the forest for 4 days. On the morning of the third day, he heard a voice he knew singing sadly. "Rapunzel," he cried, "is that you?" Rapunzel rushed to his side, weeping. Her tears fell on his eyes, and his sight returned. The prince and Rapunzel went back to his kingdom, and together they lived happily ever after.